New Mexico, often referred to as the land of enchantment, holds an undeniable allure with its mesmerizing landscapes. Yet, as we delve into the historical tapestry of these regions, a fascinating contrast emerges. While the enchantment of New Mexico has endured, its growth has been comparatively steady. In contrast, the neighboring state of Arizona has experienced exponential expansion, a phenomenon that draws us to uncover the reasons behind the divergent paths chosen by these two states. Today, this video unveils the intricate connections between New Mexico and Arizona, shedding light on their shared history. Despite the undeniable beauty of New Mexico's terrain, it is intriguing to note that its progress has been measured, particularly when held against the astonishing growth of Arizona. This contrast, though not to diminish Arizona's achievements, serves as a stark reminder of the substantial dissimilarity in their developmental trajectories. Join me as I unravel the factors contributing to this compelling phenomenon and gain insights into why numerous Americans are drawn to the dynamic state of Arizona, leaving us to ponder the complex dynamics that have shaped these southwestern lands. Welcome to Travel Treasures, your passport to adventure, valuable financial insights, and global exploration. Hit that subscribe button and let's embark on a journey that will expand your horizons and empower your mind. Brace yourself and prepare to be immersed in an informative discussion. Let's start. From the very start, the stories of Arizona and New Mexico have been intertwined. Imagine that New Mexico used to be a part of Mexico, and not only that, but places like Texas, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, California, parts of Colorado, and a tiny bit of Wyoming were also part of Mexico. Later, the United States won most of this land through a war with Mexico in 1848, and the rest was bought in 1854 to build a train route. In the middle of this land, between the new states of California and Texas, there was a territory called New Mexico. During the US Civil War, this New Mexico territory got mixed up in debate. Some people wanted it to be a state where slavery was allowed, while others wanted it to be a free state. The Union and the Confederates both claimed the territory. Eventually, the Union won, but the Confederates from Texas still wanted part of it. Arizona, even though it's different now, used to be part of this mix too. The Confederates divided it into a northern and southern part, hoping the southern part would become their own state called Confederate Arizona. After the war ended in 1865, the US government divided the land into the New Mexico Territory in the east and the Arizona Territory in the west. It took almost 50 years for New Mexico and Arizona to become full states. New Mexico had many people, but they were mostly from Mexico, so US politicians didn't treat them equally. Arizona had similar problems. Finally, in 1912, both states became part of the United States. By then, New Mexico had around 330,000 people, while Arizona had a bit over 200,000. For a long time, even after they became separate territories, New Mexico and Arizona shared a connected history. However, starting around the mid-1900s, something changed. Arizona started becoming more independent from New Mexico, and there's a reason for that. As previously mentioned, New Mexico initially had more people than Arizona when they became states. However, this changed over time. By 1950, Arizona had surged ahead with a population of over 750,000 compared to New Mexico's 680,000. This divergence continued to widen. Despite their outward similarity as dry desert states, there's a significant underlying reason for this growth gap, and it primarily revolves around water. The surprising part is that even though both states are mostly deserts, their water situations are quite different. Arizona benefits from several water sources, with a significant portion coming from the Colorado River, which also supplies water to Colorado, Nevada, Wyoming, California, and a small part of New Mexico. Arizona receives a substantial share of Colorado River water through an extensive aqueduct system. On the other hand, New Mexico's main river is the Rio Grande, which is smaller than the Colorado River. Moreover, New Mexico has been in a legal dispute with Texas over access to the majority of the Rio Grande's water until recently. Comparing the two rivers, the Colorado River discharges around 22,500 cubic feet of water per second on average, whereas the Rio Grande only averages about 2,400 cubic feet per second. This disparity means that New Mexico has less water available for important activities like agriculture. In the early 1900s, agriculture played a significant role in the economy, and the ability to grow crops was directly tied to population growth. A state that could sustain more agricultural production attracted more people. Over time, Arizona's successful development of its agricultural industry drew people seeking opportunities, contributing to a growing population. This growth propelled the city of Phoenix to surpass Albuquerque, New Mexico's largest city, across various industries. However, there's more to this story. As previously noted, both Arizona and New Mexico have a mostly dry and arid climate across their regions. Despite this shared characteristic, the weather patterns in these two states exhibit notable differences. Let's delve into these distinctions. New Mexico sits at an average elevation of about 5,000 feet above sea level, with its largest city, Albuquerque, situated at 5,300 feet above sea level. In contrast, Arizona displays contrasting features. While its average elevation remains relatively high at around 4,000 feet above sea level, the city of Phoenix has developed in a much lower valley. With an elevation of just over 1,200 feet, Phoenix stands apart. This discrepancy in elevation brings about significant variations in living conditions for the residents of these areas. In essence, the divergence results in differing seasonal comforts. While both Phoenix and Albuquerque experience sweltering summers, a distinction emerges during the winter months. Albuquerque witnesses significantly colder temperatures, with average low temperatures ranging from the low 40s to the low teens. In contrast, Phoenix maintains a relatively comfortable temperature during the winter season. This distinction proves crucial, particularly for those escaping the frigid climates of northern cities, often referred to as snowbirds. Naturally, these individuals opt for the warmth and milder winter of Phoenix and Arizona rather than the colder Albuquerque or the wider expanse of New Mexico. At present, New Mexico boasts a population of just over 2.1 million people, ranking it as the 36th largest state in the US. In sharp contrast, Arizona's population exceeds 7.3 million, securing its place as the 14th largest state. This signifies a considerable difference, with Arizona being almost 3.5 times larger than New Mexico. This divergence has created a ripple effect across both states' landscapes. Phoenix, the capital of Arizona, has bridged into nearly 5 million residents in its metropolitan area. This expansion has attracted substantial industries and a corresponding robust economy, along with professional sports teams competing in 4 out of the 5 major leagues in the country. On the flip side, Albuquerque, situated in New Mexico, has a relatively modest population of around 900,000 in its metropolitan region. It maintains a smaller economy and does not host any major league sports team. Nonetheless, it's important to note that both New Mexico and Albuquerque have experienced growth. In fact, from 1970 to 2010, New Mexico witnessed double-digit growth rates each decade, a remarkable achievement that many states would envy. However, in comparison to its neighbor Arizona, this growth pales. New Mexico is undoubtedly an outstanding state with numerous strengths, yet it faced unique challenges that hindered more robust growth throughout the 20th century, challenges that Arizona didn't encounter to the same extent. As a result of these obstacles, a significant number of individuals continue to choose Arizona over New Mexico as their destination. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Travel Treasures. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember, life is a grand expedition, and here at Travel Treasures, we are committed to making every step of your journey count. If you're passionate about travel, fascinated by finance, and intrigued by the world's geography, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and be part of our growing community. Until next time, safe travels, happy exploring, and keep prospering!